The story begins with Xiang Ye, who is feeling lonely and neglected without any friends or caring parents. As he falls asleep, he is awoken by the sight of a horned girl in his room. Confused and disoriented, he asks her what she is doing there, but she replies that she is not in his house at all. Looking around, Xiang Ye realizes that he has been transported to a different world. The girl, who is accompanied by a priest, asks him if he is the true prophet. Xiang Ye shows her a ring that he owns, which she recognizes as being similar to her own. She is skeptical that a human like Xiang Ye, who lacks magical powers, could be the prophet. The priest, however, insists that there was no mistake in summoning Xiang Ye and that he is indeed the prophet. The girl becomes angry, believing that Xiang Ye's weak human nature makes him unfit for the role. However, Xiang Ye is just as confused as the girl, explaining that he simply purchased the ring from a street store. Isabella Oza, the demon queen, tells Xiang Ye that her tribe is in danger of being wiped out by humans. She explains that a peace treaty was supposed to be signed with the humans, but her commander, Lillian, betrayed her with the help of other humans. Isabella was disarmed and lost a significant portion of her magic powers, but was able to survive thanks to the sacrifice of 4 of her strongest subordinates. As Xiang Ye struggles to understand the situation he finds himself in, he wonders why Isabella doesn't just hide in the mountains. The other girls tell him that they are already on the run from humans, and that Isabella summoned the prophet to help her. However, they are disappointed by Xiang Ye's lack of strength and magical abilities. Isabella begins to feel guilty for using up the last of her energy to summon Xiang Ye. Suddenly, some gentlemen arrive with news that the humans have entered their realm. They escort Isabella to safety while the priest stays behind to buy them some time. Isabella tells Xiang Ye to escape with her, but the priest is already preparing to teleport them to safety. Isabella tries to grab the priest, but he is already teleported away. Suddenly, Toll's Angus bursts in and demands to know where the demon queen is. However, Isabella has already escaped. Toll's Angus plans to seek revenge and tells Xiang Ye that they should flee. As they try to escape, they are attacked from behind by humans. The girls offer to sacrifice themselves so that Isabella can escape, but Xiang Ye promises to protect her and grabs her hand. Isabella wants to stay and fight alongside her subordinates, but Xiang Ye argues that their sacrifice would be in vain. Reluctantly, Isabella watches as her subordinates are killed, allowing her and Xiang Ye to escape. As they flee, they come across some human knights. Isabella becomes angry and attacks them, blaming them for killing her subordinates. Xiang Ye tries to stop her and apologizes to the knights. The knights accuse the demons of brainwashing humans and plan to kill Xiang Ye and Isabella, but Xiang Ye pleads with them, insisting that they are not working for the demons and have not been brainwashed. Isabella wants to kill the knights for making her kneel before a human, but Xiang Ye argues that by doing so, they will survive and be able to seek revenge later. One of the knights decides to kill them anyway, hoping for a reward. However, the White Squadron leader intervenes and orders the knight to follow him with the rest of the squadron. The other knights reluctantly comply, allowing Xiang Ye and Isabella to escape. Sophie-Saz, the White Dragon Knight Squadron leader, introduces himself and asks Xiang Ye and Isabella when they were captured by the demons. Xiang Ye thanks Sophie-Saz for saving them and explains that he was captured when he was around 5 or 6 years old. He introduces Isabella as his wife and says that she was also captured by the demons. Sophie-Saz believes him and offers his cape to cover Xiang Ye, who is naked. He offers to take them to the human being tribe city, but Isabella is hesitant to go. Xiang Ye convinces her to accept the offer, and the next day they arrive at the city. Xiang Ye is surprised by the respect the humans show towards the knights. Isabella changes her name to Yi to avoid being recognized. On their way, they encounter Tollsbury, a member of the royal family. When Sophie-Saz sees him, he orders his knights to go to the royal palace. A knight tells Xiang Ye that Berry has a higher rank than Sophie-Saz because he is the son of the regent who supports the young king and makes decisions on his behalf. Sophie-Saz greets Berry politely, But when Buri realizes that Sophisas is not the Red Dragon's Knight's leader, he becomes angry. Buri despises Sophisas, but Sophisas asks him why the Red Dragon's Knights are ahead of them and why they were supposed to sign a peace treaty with the demons. Buri reveals that the new king's orders were to kill the demon queen. At that moment, Sophisas' father, Guru Dita, arrives. He is the imperial leader and has come to see his son while he is in town. Xiang Ye is amazed by the fact that Sophisas' father is an important figure in the kingdom. A knight tells Xiang Ye that Guru is close to the king, but has very different political views from the regent. The arrival of the Red Dragon's Knights is announced by trumpets, and they are carrying the head of the priest impaled on a sword. Isabella is enraged and wants to kill them all, but Xiang Ye calms her down and, while looking at Angus, vows to kill him. Angus assumes that Guru has come to welcome him, but Guru says that he is going to see the king. The two men decide to go together, with Buri trying to join them, but Guru threatens to kill him if he continues to play and leaves without him. Guru and Sophisas decide to leave the human realm and take Xiang Ye and Isabella to their new home. Xiang Ye is surprised by the size of the home, and some servants appear, including one called Elena, who offers to feed them. Isabella wonders why Sophisas is being so kind. Angus and Guru present themselves before the king, a young boy, to report on their mission. The king congratulates Angus for completing the mission, which was to sign a peace treaty with the demons. However, Guru points out that Angus actually killed the queen demon, which goes against their mission. Guru fears that if the missing queen returns to the demon tribe, they will declare war on humans and many people will be lost. Angus explains that before they could sign the peace treaty, Lillian approached them with a plan to rebel and become the new queen. In exchange, she promised to establish a strong relationship between the two tribes. Angus presents the king with a letter detailing their agreement with Lillian. The king agrees with Angus's actions, much to the disappointment of Guru. Meanwhile, Xiang Ye is taking a bath and wondering how to return to his own world, as he has witnessed many deaths in this world. Sophisas arrives and tells Xiang Ye that they will be looking for his family. Xiang Ye lies and says he has been brainwashed by the demons. Xiang Ye tells Sophisas that he can't remember anything from his past. Sophisas tells him that he had a brother named Sophisak who was captured by the demons and asks if Xiang Ye knows him. But Xiang Ye says no because there were many human slaves in the demon's tribe. Sophisas becomes sad, but Xiang Ye tries to cheer him up by continuing their conversation. They talk about how Lillian has become the new demon queen and how Xiang Ye's father and the regent are not getting along. After their bath, Elena takes Xiang Ye to his room, where he finds Isabella changing her clothes. She is initially nervous, but quickly closes the door. She tells Xiang Ye that he should stop treating her like the demon queen because Elena has been watching, and since Xiang Ye told everyone that they are married, they are sharing a room and should behave like a married couple to avoid suspicion. They hear someone approaching and start pretending to make love in order to make Elena leave. However, Xiang Ye takes it too far, and Isabella hits him and makes him sleep on the floor. Xiang Ye asks Isabella how to return to his own world, but she tells him that she doesn't know. This makes Xiang Ye sad, but he remembers the rings and asks Isabella for hers. Xiang Ye puts the rings together and tries to return to his own world, but it is in vain. Meanwhile, Elena finds Sophisas and he tells her not to interrupt Isabella and Xiang Ye. Elena asks why he is helping them, and he says that when he met Xiang Ye, he felt a familiar connection and thought he might be his lost brother because of their strong resemblance. Elena is happy to see Sophisas smiling again and they end up making love. The next day, Xiang Ye wakes up to find new clothes from Elena. When he realizes Isabella is not there, Elena goes outside to look for her. She finds Sophisas practicing with his bow and is impressed by his skills. She also sees Isabella practicing and is amazed by her abilities, despite having lost her powers. Sophisas invites them to eat, but Xiang Ye wants to leave the human kingdom and says he doesn't want to be a burden. Sophisas offers for them to stay and live in his mansion forever, but Isabella says They want to be independent and not bother anyone anymore. Cephissus tells Isabella that they will cause no trouble and offers to find them a job in the kingdom. However, Isabella says that she would rather return to work for the demon tribe than work for them. In that moment, we see a story of how humans were once terrorized because they were weak, but they eventually sought the help of a powerful dragon to protect them. The dragon agreed and helped them, and as a sign of gratitude, the humans made the dragon into a deity and created Dragon Knight squadrons of different colors, including the White Dragon Knight Squadron, which is the king's personal cavalry. There are two ways to join the squadron: by demonstrating strength and worthiness to serve the king, or by obtaining a diploma from an honor school in the capital. Isabella says that she wants to attend the honor school to become stronger and get revenge, and Xiang Ye realizes that this is the only way to leave the human kingdom. However, Xiang Ye is scared and covers Isabella, saying that they want to save other humans trapped within the demon tribe. Cephissus disagrees, saying that fights are not as easy as they think, but Xiang Ye says that he has a different purpose for joining the school. He says that after they graduate, they want to help him and his father lead the human tribe to the top and repay them for their help. Cephissus eventually agrees and enrolls them in the school. He also notices that Isabella has talent for the school, but suggests that Xiang Ye consider cooking instead of fighting. After 2 months, Cephissus explains the different branches at the school and tells them that there is a professor who will evaluate them to determine the best branch for each student. A knight is also assigned to guide them during their time at the school. Before leaving, Cephissus warns them that if they don't pass the selection test, he will take them back to the mansion. Isabella and the other students mock him, but Xiang Ye is determined to pass the test. In school, at the melee branch, Master Mike Yasso is going to teach them a technique. One of the students asks him to demonstrate the technique in front of everyone, and Mike hands him a rock and asks him to hit a statue with all his strength. The student destroys the statue a bit, and Mike asks him to show the rock, but it is already destroyed. Mike explains that in order to learn the technique, he must attack with all of his strength while keeping the rock intact. The student says it is impossible. Mike grabs a little bird and with all of his strength, he destroys the statue while keeping the bird alive. His students are amazed and wonder how he did it. Xiang Ye surprises Mike, and the knight introduces them as students who are taking the entry test. Mike asks if Xiang Ye wants to join his branch, and when Xiang Ye becomes angry and activates a fierce power, scaring everyone except for Isabella. Mike proposes that Isabella join his branch, but she refuses, saying she wants to join the magic or sword mastery. The knight thought that Xiang Ye would be fine, but after he touches him, Xiang Ye faints because he couldn't handle Mike's fierce ability. When he wakes up, he is told that he failed the test. Xiang Ye is happy about it because he didn't see himself training for that every day. He introduces himself to Mike, who introduces himself as Alex R and agrees to be friends. He says goodbye because he has a fight class to attend, and the knight agrees to take Xiang Ye and Isabella to the magic and fencing classes. We then see a training field where Dorona is teaching a class. Dorona, the fencing teacher, and Wadley Azy, the magic teacher, are fighting to decide which branch gets to use the training field. Both are equally powerful, but they continue fighting and use a powerful attack that gets deviated and almost kills an old man. Xiang Ye manages to save the old man by a hair, and he is terrified because if the attack had reached him, he would have died. Dorona points her sword at Xiang Ye and asks him who he is, because she has never seen him at the school before. Xiang Ye says that he helped the old man from dying, but when he turns to see the old man, he is not there anymore. The knight says that Xiang Ye is Cephissus's friend, and when Dorona hears that name, she becomes desperate to see him. However, the knight says that Cephissus did not come, and Dorona angrily asks why they are in her branch. He explains that they are new students who came to take the entry test, but before that, they are going to measure their strength. Azy gives them a sphere to measure their strength, and Xiang Ye, not knowing what to do with the sphere, asks the knight for help. The knight explains that the sphere reveals how much limit power is inside each person, and that limit power is how strong a person can be with training. If their power limit is low, it means they will have a harder time getting stronger. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more recaps on all your favorite anime and shows. Thank you for watching.